Let's go. Hi everyone, so my name is Jenna and I am very new to this. I never done YouTube before. I mean, like sometimes I'll make a TikTok, low quality, but bear with me as I go through this channel. And I made this channel just because I'm a cancer patient and I'll go into my story in this video and everything about it. But I want to do a video for me to journal everything, to bring awareness to cancer, especially what it's like being a young adult or adolescent going through cancer. And when I was going through my diagnosis process and the beginning of treatment, I would watch so many YouTube videos of people going through it that it helped me prepare for it. So I think it could be very useful. So yeah, that's why I'm making this. I'm gonna do this video as kind of like my story of how I got to where I am right now, and I want to do other videos like come to chemo with me vlogs or question and answers or anything related to it that can help other people. Yeah, let's go. So I want to start out with my diagnosis story and my symptoms and everything. So I want to say I had neck pain like around March of this year. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was how I slept. So I also had chest discomfort too, and I honestly thought it was just allergies also. So around the 4th of July weekend, my neck had a lump and I thought it was my thyroid. And then it started to swell and become very painful. And I kept Googling things and it said, okay, overactive thyroid is common in females, so I was like, I'm probably that female that has an overactive thyroid. So I went to the doctor the Monday after the 4th of July weekend. It wasn't my PCP, it was just a sick visit doctor. So I told him, I said, hey, my neck is swollen, and it was very swollen, and I think it's my thyroid. He was like, do you have these symptoms? And he listed all these symptoms that you would have with an overactive thyroid, and I was like, no. And he was like, well, it's probably not your thyroid, but we will do an ultrasound on your neck and a blood test to see if it is and to see what's up. And he was like, this could be a number of things. This could be you pulled a muscle in your neck. This could be, like you said, your thyroid. This could be a virus or an infection. He was like, this could be lymphoma. And I got home after and I thought about that, and I was like, this man just thinks I have lymphoma. Like, why would you say that to a patient? Like, and I just freaked out, and I was like, I'm 21 years old. Why would I have cancer? I was in so much denial. Yeah, I have a lot of chemo brain, so sometimes if I pause and take a long time to think, it's chemo brain. So the next day I got an ultrasound of my neck and I got a blood test. The blood test tested my thyroid and it tested my blood cell count. I went to work and then I got a call at work and he's like, this isn't your thyroid, this is your lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are super abnormal. This could be a virus. This could be a lot of things. He was like, we need to run more tests. And he mentioned, he was like, have you had mono before? Because this could be for mono. And I stopped him right there and I was like, I had mono in high school. I know you can't really get mono again, so I don't think it's mono. And he was like, okay, we'll test for mono. Excuse me. We'll test for mono to see if it's your mono coming back. So he ran a blood test for mono and a couple other viruses to see and rule those out. All those blood tests came back negative, so it wasn't mono, it wasn't all these viruses. I convinced myself in my brain that I had a bacterial infection because my white blood cell counts were elevated. So he calls me to tell me, you know, all these things came back negative, and he's very sure that this is something more serious, like cancerous. And I was like, I'm 21, I can't have cancer. This is probably a bacterial infection. Why don't you just give me antibiotics and I'll be on my way? So I called my PCP, my primary care professional, for a second opinion, and she agreed with the doctor. She was like, no, we need to take this seriously. This looks like cancer. And again, I was in a lot of denial. So yeah, that was really hard hearing that from my second opinion, hearing that we need to take this a lot more serious. This looks like cancer. I was still telling myself I needed antibiotics, but at this point I was like, whatever, we'll run more tests. So I got his neck CT, and this is when it came really concerning to the doctor. He saw in the neck CT that it wasn't just in my neck that I had abnormal lymph nodes, it was in my chest, and he told me that if it was an infection of any sort, it would be localized to just my neck and it wouldn't be in my chest. And lymphoma has chest lymph nodes. So he told me that this is definitely cancer, and we asked him, like, is there anything else this could be? Because we were still in denial. And he was like, rarely, but you don't have a family history of it, but rarely it could be an autoimmune disease. But that's the only other thing I could think of. So I had to go in for a biopsy of my lymph node in my neck. There's two different kinds of biopsies you can get. You can get a needle biopsy where they take a piece of your lymph node and send it to pathology, or you can get a surgical biopsy where they take a whole chunk of your lymph node out in surgery and send it to pathology. I got the surgical biopsy because you get more results from it. If you can see, I have a cute little scar that will stay with me for life. So exciting. It looks cute. Yeah, so I got that done. It was really painful. My neck was stiff for so long. Chemo brand. Hold on. So then August 5th, 2020, I got a call from my surgeon at like the crack of dawn in the morning. I just woke up and this man called me, and from a number I had no idea what it was, so I answered. And he calls me and he's like, you have Hodgkins lymphoma. And I was like, what? I just woke up. And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but yeah, you have Hodgkins lymphoma, it's cancerous. Alright. And I was like, okay, thank you. And he was like, goodbye. That was that. I literally sat in bed and cried because I didn't know what else to do at the time. I literally just woke up. I walked downstairs, I told my mom, and right away my PCP and my surgeon were looking for a good oncologist for me, thankfully. So my surgeon actually ended up hooking me up with an oncologist at Rhode Island Hospital. I'm from Rhode Island, so it was from Rhode Island Hospital, at the cancer institution at the hospital. I met with him and he told me that we need to stage this first. So I had to get a PET scan, and if you guys don't know what a PET scan is, they inject this radioactive sugar because cancer cells are attracted to this radioactive sugar, so they clump where the sugar is, and they can see and light up the cancer cells so they can stage the cancer and see where it is in your body. So they inject this stuff into you, you sit with it for an hour, and they scan you in a machine that's similar to like a CT machine, because it's like technically a CT/PET, because they get the CT aspects of it also. So I did a CT scan with the sugar, a PET scan with the sugar, sorry, and I went to go see my doctor with those results, and he told me that it was stage 4. With that being stage 4, he said it's still the same treatment plan, just like more extensive, more months. And where they found it was my neck, all over my chest, a little bit on my dens, which the dens is like this pivoting neck bone that you have. And then I had a spot on my lung, because I guess it already was starting to spread to my lung. So, that being said, Hodgkins, he told me, like right off the bat, is a very treatable cancer because they have so many studies on it and they know how to treat it and they know what treatment plans are the best to get rid of this cancer. Also, that being said, because you have a treatable cancer does not make it a good cancer. No cancer is good. I've heard this so many times. People think because your cancer is treatable and you're going to survive means it's the best cancer. That's not true. You still go through the treatment. Treatment doesn't respond the same for everyone. It emotionally drains you, and there's so many other factors that no cancer is competitive and no cancer is good. So I want to put that out there right now. So yeah, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was classical Hodgkin's, and that's where I'm at. I'm currently in active treatment. I'm going in for my 8th dose out of 12, so I should be done January 21st. My last PET scan during treatment showed that my body, the chemo cleared myself of my cancer cells and that I'm in complete remission. Thankfully, we're hoping that the after treatment scan shows the same thing and I'll be in remission and hopefully my cancer never returns, but it's scary. You're always thinking about cancer returning, every ache and pain. It's hard to go through it. Yeah. There's a lot that goes with cancer, especially as a young adult. You don't think it's going to happen to you. The denial is real. It's very real. That's why I'm here to talk about it. Just to talk about what it's like. Hopefully I can be a resource to someone that might be going through this, especially if you're newly diagnosed. It helped me a lot when I was newly diagnosed or going through the diagnosis system. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I'm going to, next vlog I'm going to do is a kind of come to chemo with me for my 8th chemo, just so you can see what the drugs I have are like, explain my chemo regime, how many times I get chemo. Like, for example, I get chemo every other week and I get these drugs called ABVD. I'll explain that more in the vlog. And I get 12 doses and it ranges for 6 months. So like I said, I'm on dose 8, round 4, and I have 2 more rounds, 4 more doses left. Every 2 dose equals a round, and on my next chemo vlog, you'll see more what it's like to get chemo, and I'll talk about my port and everything. So yeah, I hope this could be helpful. I hope this channel works out well, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye!